Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. Now guys, if you've been paying attention to the NFL news cycle lately, you've probably heard some whispers about a potential game-changing move involving the Washington Commanders. And no, I'm not talking about some minor signing or a draft pick. This is about a player who's really on the rise, someone who could become a cornerstone for the franchise moving forward. That player is Trey Smith, and yes, he's set to hit free agency in 2025. Now the question is, will he actually become a Washington Commander? Well, the signs are pointing strongly in that direction, and I'll tell you why this could be such a pivotal moment, not just for Trey Smith, but for the entire team and the division as a whole. First, let's talk about who Trey Smith is. At just 25 years old, Smith has already made a name for himself in the NFL. He was drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs, and over the past few seasons, he's established himself as one of the more solid guards in the league. He's known for his versatility, his strength in the trenches, and his ability to anchor the offensive line. In the 2024 season, he made the Pro Bowl, a clear indicator of his rising star status, and his performance on the field has been nothing short of impressive. Yet despite his talent and potential, he only earned around $3.36 million last year. That's a steal for a player of his caliber, and it's no wonder that he's about to become a hot commodity in free agency. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the Kansas City Chiefs, as we all know, are in a bit of a cap crunch. They've already won 2 Super Bowls, and with a roster that features some of the best talents in the league, including Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and others, they have to allocate their cap space very carefully. They currently have just over $11 million in cap space, which isn't much when you consider the salary demands of the rising stars like Trey Smith. The Chiefs are in a position where they have to prioritize paying their top-tier players, and with so many talented guys on that roster, it's understandable that Smith might be viewed as expendable, especially given his current contract situation. On the other hand, the Washington Commanders sit on a treasure trove of cap space, over $78 million, according to Over the Cap. That's an enormous amount of money that can be used to lure a player like Smith away from Kansas City. And let's be honest, the Commanders are building something special. They just came off a very competitive season, losing narrowly to the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game. That loss stings, but it also sets the stage for a serious push toward the Super Bowl in the next few years. The team's management recognizes that to reach that next level, they need to bolster their offensive line, and Trey Smith fits that mold perfectly. And why is this such an urgent need? Well, for starters, the quarterback of the future, Jayden Daniels, showed flashes of brilliance in his rookie season. He threw for over 500 yards, 25 touchdowns, and just 9 interceptions. Those numbers are promising, especially considering he was a rookie adjusting to the league. But what's even more impressive is his dual-threat ability. Daniels ran for 891 yards and 5 touchdowns, showing he can extend plays and make defenses respect the run. Protecting him becomes essential if the Commanders want to maximize his potential and turn him into a franchise quarterback. That's where Trey Smith comes into play. Right now, the team has Sam Cosmi at right guard, a solid player who has been holding his own, but he's not quite at the level of a Pro Bowler or someone capable of anchoring your line for years to come. According to PFF grades, Cosmi had a grade of 67. 8 in 2024, which is decent but not elite. In 2023, he was graded at 80. 6, so there's potential, but consistency has been an issue. The plan, if Smith joins, would likely involve moving Cosmi to left guard and replacing Nick Allegretti, who has struggled since his debut in 2021. Allegretti's grades over the past few years have hovered around the 50s and 60s, indicating that he's not quite the upgrade the team needs at this point. Adding Trey Smith to this puzzle makes perfect sense. not just from a talent perspective, but from a strategic one. Smith would instantly upgrade the interior line, providing better protection for Daniels and opening running lanes for the team's running backs, which is critical in today's NFL. Remember, Smith is a player who's shown he can handle the pressure, that he's durable, and that he can adapt to different blocking schemes. His ability to play both guard positions gives the Commanders flexibility, and that's a huge advantage when constructing a line that can withstand the toughest defenses in the league. But let's not forget, free agency isn't just about filling a need, it's about making a statement. For the Commanders, signing Trey Smith would be a clear signal that they're serious about contending now. It's about building a team that can not only reach the playoffs, but also make a real run at the Super Bowl. This move would send a message to their division rivals, particularly the Eagles, that the Commanders are not messing around. They're willing to invest in their future, to go after top-tier talent, and to leave no stone unturned in their quest for excellence. And knowing how the NFL works, Smith's value is skyrocketing. He's coming off a Pro Bowl year, and his age means he has plenty of prime years ahead of him. He deserves top dollar, and with the Commanders having the cap space to make a competitive offer, this could turn into one of the most exciting free agency stories of the offseason. The kind of move that could reshape the division, perhaps even the conference, if everything falls into place. Now, it's worth mentioning that this isn't just about one player or one move. It's about the vision that the Commanders have for their team. They've invested heavily in their defense, but now they're turning their attention to the offensive side, realizing that a strong line can make all the difference. The addition of a player like Trey Smith would complement the emerging talents on the roster and give the team a much-needed boost of stability along the line of scrimmage. It could also inspire the entire squad, knowing that management is committed to winning and willing to make bold moves to get there. Looking ahead, the NFL offseason promises plenty of surprises, and the Commanders are right in the thick of it. With their cap space, they have the flexibility to make a splash, and Trey Smith might just be the perfect target. Imagine Daniels protected by a formidable line anchored by Smith, opening up more opportunities for the offense to explode. That's exactly what the team needs to elevate their game and finally break through that playoff barrier. And so, fans, this is a story to watch in the coming weeks. Will the Commanders pull the trigger and sign Trey Smith? Will they leverage their cap space to secure a player who could be a franchise cornerstone? The signs point to yes, and if it happens, you can bet your last dollar that it will shake up the NFC East and give the Commanders a serious shot at not just playoffs, but a deep postseason run. This could be the move that defines the offseason, and it's exciting to think about what's next for the team we all love so much. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So in conclusion, all eyes are on Trey Smith and the Washington Commanders. The potential is huge, and the opportunity to improve the offensive line with a player of his caliber could be the missing piece to unlock that next level. The division is getting tougher, and rivals like the Eagles are not waiting around, they're constantly upgrading, constantly striving. The Commanders, on the other hand, seem ready to answer that challenge. They have the cap space, the young quarterback with a bright future, and now possibly the chance to bring in a proven, versatile, and talented guard who can make a real difference. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and we'll be here every step of the way, bringing you the latest, the most detailed insights, and all the rumors you need to know. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Commanders!